Okay, when writing a literary analysis, I'm asking you to use your primary source or the text you're analyzing. And the best way to do that is through summary, paraphrase, and direct quotations. Now, in this part of the tutorial, we're only going to talk about summary and paraphrase. You guys are familiar with summary because you've been doing it for a really long time. But just to recap, a summary shortens the length from the original. It uses your own words and it leaves out any opinions. It also highlights the main points and gives credit to the source. For example, according to, or Tim O'Brien explains, the scene of. Those are phrases of attribution that you want to give so your reader can distinguish your thoughts, your voice, from those of the author. So, for example, I've provided a practice summary of beginning with the main idea of the passage or the chapter with summarizing the things they carried in one sentence. You guys don't have to do that. I'm just going to show you my summary of the short story. So, in one sentence, Tim O'Brien's The Things They Carried follows Lieutenant Jimmy Cross and his company of soldiers as they not only cope with the death of Ted Lavender, not Tim Lavender, but also the physical and emotional burdens of the Vietnam War. Now, what's good about this summary? It's short, it's concise, it's all in my own words, and I have my phrases of attribution right here. I'm distinguishing that this is Tim O'Brien's work, not mine. And that's all you need for a summary. It's very short, it's concise, it's sweet, it's to the point, and it gets the main idea of the passage. Well, what if we want to do more than just summarize? Summary is great to explain the gist or the overall essence of an article or a larger section of text. But if you want to borrow specific ideas or detailed passages, we paraphrase. And you can remember the difference between paraphrase and summary by thinking that summary is the sum total of a passage, paraphrase just looks at a specific paragraph. Like a summary, paraphrases use your own words. Unlike a summary, a paraphrase rewords a specific point or a detailed passage. It's more specific than a summary. So in a paraphrase, you're required to put ideas in your own words, but you have to do more than just change a few words around. For example, you can't just go through the thesaurus or thesaurus.com and find synonyms and replace them for the words that are in the text. You have to actually change the structure of the sentence. You also have to give credit to the author in an internal or in-text citation at the end of the sentence. So, will one citation work for the entire paragraph? For example, if I have more than one paraphrase in a paragraph, can I just stick an in-text citation at the end? Well, no, you have to use an internal citation at the end of each sentence that it's reworded. So multiple citations within a single paragraph is normal and expected. What about attribution? Well, it's also normal to have many phrases of attribution, or you give credit to the text. For example, Tim O'Brien describes, the character Kiowa explains, Cross imagines that. The reason, like I said with summary, that you want to give phrases of attribution is it shows the reader that you're giving credit to someone else's ideas. It distinguishes your words from the author's or your thoughts from the author's. So if you turn to page 4 of the short story and look at the paragraph that begins with "in the first week of April," it's the last paragraph on page 4, and look through that entire paragraph to the top of page 5. It ends with "all love and lightness." Take a second to read that paragraph to yourself and figure out what the main idea is about. Well, we know that the main idea about this paragraph is Jimmy talking about this stone that Martha has sent him and the feelings that he has when he thinks about that stone. So I've given you my paraphrase of that section. So, a small stone from Martha prompts a sentimental daydream for Jimmy Cross. He fantasizes about warm summer days back home and wonders about the life and woman he's left behind. So, what's good about this paraphrase is that it gets the gist and the essence of that paragraph, and it also gives phrases of attribution. For example, he fantasizes. But what's missing from this? What's missing? I don't have my internal or in-text citation. So here I've improved it, except it should be page 5, not 6. So I have my phrases of attribution. I've changed around the words in a way that still gets the meaning and the essence of the passage, but it's significantly shorter in 2 sentences, and it also gives the internal or in-text citation. So I'm asking you all, you'll notice on Canvas there's something called Paraphrase Practice. I'm asking you guys to look at a couple of sections and paraphrase 3 things, but this is one of them. The section beginning with "on the morning after Ted Lavender died" and ending with "he was a soldier after all." Take a look at that section, and I'll give you my example of the paraphrase. It's when Jimmy goes into the hole and he sets everything on fire. My paraphrase is, after mourning the loss of Ted Lavender, Jimmy angrily rids himself of his distractions. Out of guilt, he ignites small tokens that remind him of love and the things he's lost. He vows to be a better leader. Now, what's good about this paraphrase, again, is I have my phrase of attribution. I've reworded and rephrased everything, but still maintains the essence or the meaning of what that paragraph or that section of text is about. And I've also given my internal or in-text citation. So take a look at the practicing paraphrase assignment, and I want to see what you guys come up with for a paraphrase of that section. And also I've provided you guys a couple of other paraphrase practice. Well, what happens when paraphrase is not enough? That's when you want to borrow with the voice of the writer, and we use direct quotations to do that. That's what we're going to talk about next week when we talk about direct quotations and quote integration. But for now, practice your paraphrases, and let me know if you have any questions.